how would you like to make your first million? And today we have Craig Alsup joining from Texas, United States, and he's a serial entrepreneur. So, Mana Worldwide Associate Director for Asia International Missions, and he also he's the Askew Landing RV campground owner and CEO of RV Park, and as well as Live Beyond Counseling. He's the owner and CEO with three locations. So now you're really for the three from a serial entrepreneur. Craig, tell us what are the 5 steps entrepreneurs should be doing in order to make the first million.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So the 5 steps that I came up with were that you have to find something that people need first. You have to find a need, something that people will grab onto. You're not trying to create a market. Number 2, you need to research, but research quickly. Speed to market is another thing that I really go with. The next thing is start. There are so many people that do a lot of research and then they just get stuck somewhere and they don't start. Number 4 is don't quit if there's a need that you can fulfill. And then number 5 is to build a team. Don't let yourself be the constraint.
And Craig, why you decided to become an entrepreneur? What's the story?
I don't know that I decided. I think it just decided me. At 12 years old, I was going to the local dollar store, buying candy, taking it to school, selling it per piece, right? At 14 years old, I was cleaning gutters and mowing lawns and taking care of people's flowers when they went on vacation. I have done a little bit of everything over the years. And really just, I love just the energy that I get from starting something, from doing something different. From doing something that fills a need for people.
So, out of the 500 millionaires that we interview in this podcast, 1 out of 5 are real estate, okay? And one of your businesses is an RV park, which is on that scope. And I personally know someone in United Kingdom. He has been in our events as a speaker, and he's a billionaire. He owns all RV park caravans all over United Kingdom, and he made $1 billion out of this, right? So
Wow.
yeah, his movie is in Amazon. The Gypsy Billionaire, Halfie Vest, yeah, that's not a friend. Okay, it's actually this one behind the screen now with me. So.
Oh, okay.
So then, what is the why do you think that out of the 500 millionaires we interview in this podcast, 1 out of 5 are related to property? They're the property investor. They have different strategies, they do warehouses, developments, RVs, caravans, everything related. Can you tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly? Because we don't want also to mislead the audience that people say, wow. No matter what Harry said, we see every time real estate millionaire jump into a podcast. So I'm going to real estate. I'm going to make a lot of money. This is easy. So tell us your story between the business, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, I think that real estate is a big business because it's a need that people are always going to have, and it's a need that your supply gets constrained very quickly. Right. So if in the RV park industry, for example, it is very to get an RV park through the city, the checkoffs by the city. It's very hard to get it zoned and get it licensed and all that stuff. And so there's a big constraint on the number of RV parks that can be started and built. It's also very expensive to build out the infrastructure for an RV park. And so, like, for instance, in my area, there are a handful of parks, but there's tens of thousands of people that have RVs. And so it's like that with anything. With commercial real estate, you're going to have some constraints around it because it takes time, it takes money, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to build that. And so it is just one of those industries that's always going to be difficult for people to sort of get into. So if you can get into it, you'll be doing well.
So let's talk about social responsibility because it's not only about making money. So it's possible to do good and make money at the same time. I read that you have a part of Asian in the organization that help kids get out of poverty, which is something amazing, right? And it takes a entrepreneur. Okay, when in Diamond from the movie The Secret and my friend Lily, they launched a movement that called Global Conscious Entrepreneurs, so very close to that concept. Can you make money and do good at the same time? So where this sense of social responsibility came to you, like to be director of that organization, it takes a lot of time, effort, and energy. You could be doing more RV parks and make a lot of money. Maybe you can become a billionaire like my friend. So why do you choose
Maybe.
this path?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of different ways to make money, right? Real estate is a great one, just because it's something that keeps going and growing. The RV park that I have, we were able to buy it cheap. It was an existing park. We were able to buy it at about a third of the value.
Wow. Wow.
And we were able to
That's
buy it
very
seller
impressive.
finance. So the
Wow.
great
How you
thing about
managed to
real
do
estate
that?
yeah. So the great thing about real estate and specifically about RV parks is that you can find a lot of people who are just ready to retire, right? And they need a little bit of retirement ongoing income, but they've owned these parks for a lot of years. And so in the United States in particular, we've got about 80% of RV parks are still owned by sort of the original owners or the mom and pop owners. Most of those people are right at retirement age now. And so those people are looking to get out. And for many of them, their family is not really stepping in to fill the role. And so really it came across my plate as an opportunity and was able to get it at about a third value, was able to get the seller to finance it at 2.85% over 20 years.
Oh,
And so
wow.
I've got, next to free money for 20 years. And since we bought it 2.5 years ago, we've been able to more than double the revenue. And so,
Craig, how you managed
yeah,
to do this? What
yeah.
happened? You
So,
build more units? You're bringing more people to rent it out? Or why are you doing that?
yeah, bringing more people. Actually, the marketing, like I said, is in kind of a mom and pop industry, right? Where many of the sellers are, retirement age. My seller didn't have a website. He didn't have online bookings. We were able to implement a website and online bookings and raise it by like 30% immediately, just
Oh,
because people are looking to book online. Now, something like 70% of our bookings come through online channels. And so, just around marketing, some social media work, some Facebook ads, we put in one cabin, sorry. And yeah, just basically tweaking what we already had there and cleaning it up and making it nicer.
mhm.
Really started people coming back and
That's what my
coming
friend
in
did.
more and more often.
Yeah, that's what my friend did. He actually built I think that over the United Kingdom we have a concept which is mobile homes, right? So
Mhm.
in that spaces you can build like a mobile home, right? With that like
Yep.
concept, as long as it doesn't have foundation, you can classify as a mobile home, and then we have a law there that give a lot of facility, and the people hasn't done in United Kingdom say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna sell my house for £600,000 or £700,000. I'm gonna take this money and go on holiday, and then I'm gonna buy a brand new mobile home in the park of friends, which is it's a property that they can live comfortable. There are people on their age living in those facilities. The old caravans have been moved, and it's an affordable housing, if we might call it. and they loving it. Like I said, the
Yep.
$1 billion
It is a
business
huge
out of this
industry.
concept. Out of this concept, yeah, he actually is in helicopter all over United Kingdom all the time with
Oh
his
wow.
caravan parks, yeah, and he's a
It's a
personal
huge
friend.
industry.
Yeah, yeah, personal friend and very a guy that is, with the very approachable and we met him backstage. The Les Brown event in London, uh, 2018. I remember I was doing my speech was before Les Brown, and he spoke in the morning. Back then,
Nice.
he only worth 400,000. Can you believe that? So,
Only.
yeah, back then he was 400,000, and then time passed, COVID, whatever, blah blah. Then when we meet again, it's 1 billion. I'm like, wow, man, what happened?
What changed?
Interesting. So, Craig, the next question is, what are the biggest challenge you have growing your business, and how you overcome that challenge?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge for me has been not to take on too much at one time. Um, I feel like I have a high capacity, right? I can do a bunch of things, and I can shift between things. But if you kind of like I said in my opening remarks, that if you take on everything yourself and you don't sort of farm it out, you don't have AI, you don't have administrative assistants, you don't have management and things like that in place, then you can very quickly get overwhelmed and tied up from starting the next thing.
Let's talk about the serial entrepreneur, because sometimes sometimes we have the project and we have the passion project. Yeah, I'm telling you, my
Yeah.
first business wasn't really. Yeah, I managed to sell over 5 million doing that in London, and but my passion has always been, the helping people, empowering people, and then we have this organization, Speakers and Leaders, we speak all over the world. We train people and how to speaking and how to people. I love these things. I'm really passionate about it. Yeah, I don't know if I do the workshop for them or for me. Every time that I do it, I get out of this so pop up. I don't know
Yeah.
who's if I don't know anymore if I do it for them or for me. It's they also get high up, and we have amazing experience doing this workshop in international Singapore, Dubai, Mexico, Peru, United States, and of course in London, United Kingdom. So, but it took a while to this business to off to be that international brand. However, our property business was solid. Okay,
Mm.
so my view is you have two business: the counseling and the. So which one is the money project? Which one the passion project? And both money project, both passion projects. How you define that? I actually very happy with property. I love it. Look, now you told me this. I'm excited. I love property because that was my first business. And at the beginning, to be honest with you, I did it for the money. A friend came to me and told me, "Look, you want to make money? Let's do this property thing." He showed me a couple of things. Then I read the book of Roy Kiyosaki and said, I'm gonna go for it because I need money. Down the line, you realize that okay, it was no, yeah, I did it for the money, but after a while you warm up to it, we escalate this business finally. But I still know a lot of people in property. I talk a lot about property. I understand 100% what you describe. So tell us about your process, the business that you own, and both of them money, passion, or a mix of both.
Yeah, the practice. So I have a master's in counseling psychology, and thought I would be a therapist for my whole life, right? And then about 10 years ago, I sort of stepped out of doing therapy at all, to do more ministry, more mission work to help people around the world. Really, that's where my passion lies, is helping people. So I would say the counseling practice, it was started because I needed some additional income, because ministry and missions and things like that doesn't pay. But then we sort of locked in on the niche that we do marriage counseling primarily. And so I began to see my counselors, my therapists that work for me, began to see them as these like ambassadors that are going into people's lives and families, and that are making a big impact, right? So I get to see that from afar because I'm not doing it directly. But there's a passion for helping people that scratches that itch a little bit too, as well as the money. And then the RV park, getting into that was honestly, it was because it was underutilized.
I love it.
It's
I
been
love
one
it.
of the it's one of the any business I go into, whether it's a restaurant down the street or a warehouse somewhere, whatever it is, I begin to look around and begin to see like if they did this a little different, it would make processes more efficient. If they did that a little different, they could increase their prices. That those kinds of things. And so with the RV park, really, I looked at it and I thought, man, hardly anybody's getting to experience this place. It's beautiful. It's on a big, big fishing lake. It's got a swimming pool. There's a big pavilion for, wedding rentals and stuff. But honestly, hardly anybody was getting to see any of that. And so when I got into that, it was more about like, I'm just passionate about making things better, right? And making things like helping places to be utilized, helping businesses to live up to their full potential. And so we were able to step in and clean it up and build the website and start the marketing. And now we have this steady stream of people coming through that, people are bringing their kids out to go fishing. People are, we've got older people that buy annual passes to just come and fish now.
Great, share
And
the
it gives them
website. So tell us what's the website? What's the website? How people can find the park? Can you share this with us?
Yes. Yeah, so the website for Askew's Landing is just ASKEWS landingrv.com. So askewslandingrv.com. The counseling practice, it's just livebeyondcounseling.com. And we serve people with the counseling practice, it's in Texas. So people all over the state of Texas via online counseling, as well as in-person counseling in the Fort Worth, Texas area. And that was just livebeyondcounseling.com.
So then now when you acquired a business, okay, in that case, this is what you did, the business acquisition. There are some legacy there, some staff, some team, and then you go in there, well, we're gonna clean it up, we're gonna do this website, we're gonna go this. So and now you come in with the culture to the company, right? That probably might not align with the culture of the previous owner, and the employees from the previous owner, they are work for because the culture and the same values they have, and the values. Then now you come in new with different values and new ideas. So how you deal with legacy? Not only people, but also equipment as well, because now you go and say, look, we're gonna have this online booking, so you're in the recession, now you have to operate this computer and do this. And somebody in the desk will tell, look, I've been working here for 20 years and nobody never asked me to press a button of anything.
Yeah.
So how you deal with this?
We actually had a lot of issues with that. I would say that's probably been our biggest struggle in the last 2.5 years. In the last year or so, we've had a really great team, manager in place, staff in place who really get it, who we were able to bring in, teach our culture. When we came in, there were only 2 employees, and one worked in the office and one worked outside doing maintenance stuff. And the first day that we opened, the maintenance guy came in and handed his keys to the office worker and said, "Bye, I'm done," and left. And
How come? How come?
and it was kind of
The
crazy.
guy that knows everything about everything.
Yeah. So that was
Left.
difficult. He knew all of the maintenance stuff, right? So that was a
Absolutely.
struggle at first.
You
It was
couldn't
crazy
think,
too
oh my
because
God.
it was crazy too because we were like
What?
salary up by like half. We were giving him a big raise. It was going to be like a much better situation for him.
And he didn't even talk to you.
But he didn't even talk to me. He just, for one reason or another, decided that he didn't want to live up to the new standards. And, and some of that I question myself on, like, did I too quickly? But the more I look into it, the more I talk with other RV park owners, especially, the more I kind of see it as we needed to move quickly to show the transition, to show the and we lost some people along the way as a result. And our office lady, she stayed for about 3 months. So that was great. She was able to sort of train up the next couple of office people that we hired,
Right.
and then she also left. And now I will
Oh
admit,
my
she was
God.
like she was like 80 years old, and so I think
Oh,
that, like you
yeah.
said, the learning the computer and stuff like that was a little bit for her, but she was great. And she trained up our other folks on where everything was, and systems and stuff that were in place. And so, no, definitely no hard feelings with her. But what we found was
Well, the maintenance
that,
guy, that was challenging.
yeah,
Oh my God,
what we
yeah.
found,
So what happened? He
it
find out that you're
was
gonna,
hard.
what did you send him? An email or something that we're gonna do this and that, and that's,
Yeah. So
oh
basically,
my,
we rules online for all guests. Basically, like, hey, this is what we're doing from now on. And because those rules were also rules that he was breaking, because of his cleanliness of his site and things like that, I think that it was just a little bit.
oh, he took
Uh,
it personally.
it was a little hard. Yeah, he took it personally. And so, didn't mean to, but it moved him along, and we figured everything out. Thankfully, I was able to hire couple maintenance guys, and they were able to quickly sort of get up to speed on where's the shut off for the water, and where's the shut off
Oh
for the
my
electric,
God,
and
to find out what is everything,
where all
that's
the
gonna be
lines run under
interesting.
the ground.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So it was fun
Interesting.
for a few
Yeah.
months there. We were struggling and figuring it out.
Absolutely, it will take time. So you need to find out basically everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Great. The so what is for the future? Would you like into other parts, or you focus in the more the counseling? How your social responsibility side of you, which is in charge of an organization all over Asia. Can you describe a little bit more about that organization? What you have been hit with?
Yeah. So I think for me, I think I'll probably expand to another RV park soon. It has been really fun
I'm
to
rooting for
revamp.
you. I'm supporting you all the
Um,
way. From here, you have a
it-
fun because I'll tell you, I got a friend that's a billionaire doing exactly like this.
I maybe I need to come meet him, but yeah, it's been a fun project, and so I think that now that we have systems in place, now that we sort of know the way that we changed it this time, and that we would tweak some of those things next time, I think we could do it more efficiently, more effectively with another park, and so I'm definitely always open for that. As far as my social responsibility part of it, I work with Mana Worldwide. It's MANNA Worldwide, and the website's just manaworldwide.com. And we help kids around the world. So we're in 40 something countries, almost 300 different ongoing projects. We have everything from orphanages to schools, medical clinics, nutrition centers. Really, we are coming into countries and into communities where these things are not available, but they are needed. And we're partnering with local partners who they are living long term, full time, that are starting churches and things like that, and also wanting to reach out and do some work in their communities. And so we come alongside them to sort of, we always, the tagline is that we seek to rescue children from the grip of poverty. And there are billions of people living on very little. And so when we go into a place, we're looking for who is that person that we can partner with that's already doing great work, but that we can come alongside and fuel some resources on the fire of what they're doing. We can help to financially support them, but also prayerfully. Also, we take and lead mission groups back and forth to serve alongside these partners to really get to see sort of what's going on in that community, to get to meet the kids that are there. Maybe they don't have enough food at home, and so they're being forced to work rather than go to school because they're trying to feed themselves. And so we come in and we say, hey, let's feed your kid, 6 days a week, 7 days a week sometimes. And that will free up the money, that'll free up the resources for you to be able to put them in school. And that way they get an education and a way out of the system of poverty that's sort of holding them back. And so we come alongside and do things like that. Orphanages where kids are either abandoned, abused, get away from their families, or they, for some reason, don't have parents to take care of them. And then we're coming in and saying, hey, how can we help in this community to make sure that that's not happening, that there are not kids that are just struggling to survive. And so we do that to about 20,000 kids a day. And we do that, like I said, 40 something countries. I'm an associate director for Asia. And so I get to come forth to help start these projects, help vet the partners that we work with to make sure that as a nonprofit organization, to make sure that we're funneling resources and support to the right people. And then also get to do some fundraising. And so from my fellow business people, I'm talking about this stuff to raise money. Personally, I'm giving to make sure this work happens. Churches, individuals of all sorts. And so then the other thing I do is travel around the U.S. and speak and share what's going on and how people can get involved. And then I get on podcasts like this one and talk about it.
Very good, very good. That's fantastic. You're really passionate, and I really, I'm really happy because like I said, we do good and make money at the same time, and I think that this sense of social responsibility. You said that you don't get paid. You get paid, but you get in appreciation, in love. And sometimes I'm in the metro in London, and the people dress purple like this, so they very recognize me. I remember all the time, or even in the street, they tell me, "Harry, is that you? Man, I was there in I saw you speak. You say that, and look, this is my children and my family, and I do my business." And then can we take a picture? And I'm there, a little bit embarrassed in front of everybody, and I don't know what to do. And then I take the picture. But after I go home, I'm thinking, wow, I say something that I don't even remember. Not even what I say, but what I say. But he does, and he make a huge transformation in life. So the level of fulfillment that can give you, I don't think that equals to any money in the world. And you transform someone's life, and therefore they send you different currency, in love, in appreciation. You don't even get sick. They love you so much. They send you to stay well. We have over 250,000 followers on social media, and if you see the people that write every time, Harry, thank you, Harry, this and that, it's amazing, right? It's a different currency. I think a fulfillment currency, which is that will make you happy. Yeah, the money won't make you happy, but that fulfillment is what happiness. Being accepted, so being a contribution to us. Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead.
I see your picture in the background with Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins says, like, you need
he's
to bring
amazing.
Your passion to purpose, right? So Tony Robbins grew up wanting to feed people because he was hungry at a time, right? And so now he's feeding like 1 billion people,
a lot of people,
and that's exactly it, man. Is find something you're passionate about, figure out a way to make money from it, and then bring that forward for a greater purpose.
Tony shared the story over and over again. Like, when Christmas he was, they really need that food. He remembered vividly. So now he feeds a lot of people in a way to give back as part of the story. So thank you so much for the podcast. And for all of you, pleasure. And for all of you following the podcast, you now want next episode of Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneur like Craig that will achieve the first million. For now,
follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.